because Tarky loves equality.
Hello there, Tarky here. Well, it's finally arrived. The much delayed autumn statement, triggered in this delayed fashion by a complete change of government. Economic studies say the UK has a £60 billion fiscal black hole that needs to be filled, and that the Truss Kwarteng budget is responsible for half of that. Their tax slashing plans caused a massive loss of market confidence in the UK's fiscal probity. New PM Rishi Sunak and Chancellor Jeremy Hunt are in post, in large part, to restore confidence in the Tory party and UK governance as a whole. They have both offered warnings, harsh choices, difficult decisions ahead, the usual messaging of a Conservative government about to return to a slavish balancing of the books mentality. That thinking is the monetarist mantra that a country is a household. Once the credit card is maxed out, then it's time to slash spending and services. Money, however, is a myth, albeit a useful one, to structure finances around. Economics isn't a science, and a national budget certainly isn't like household finances. This black hole, therefore, shouldn't be taken as real. It's a product of rules created by political choices and aspirations. Currently, the Tory goal is to reduce national debt as a share of GDP over 3 years. Those rules could easily be changed again. Because of Truss Kwarteng, Sunak and Hunt are now very likely to overcompensate, to hold to their quite arbitrary rules. After the Cameron-Osborne Austerity 1, there is nothing left in government departments that could be cut by the 10 to 15% forecast that won't be irreparably damaging. An Institute for Government report stated recently that there is no fat left to trim. Despite Austerity 1, ultra-low interest rates after the 2008 crash kept things looking not too bad for many people. This helped keep Tory voters on side. House prices rose, but mortgages stayed affordable and other financing, for example cars, stayed cheap too. That's all gone. In the new era of inflation driven by energy prices and the lingering effects of pandemic factory shutdowns, rates are rising. Suddenly, mortgage payments increase, finance is no longer cheap, and food and essentials prices go up. Wage rises are not to blame. Most pay settlements remain well below inflation. At least some of the inflationary pressure is corporate decision making. This is the price things are now. Hunt has already said everyone will pay more in tax. That's probably necessary. In earlier videos I've said UK governments of both shades have kidded us that we can have European style public services on US taxation levels. Despite the views of the political right, the UK is not under an exceptional tax burden. We are below the OECD average and that of our fiscally closest European neighbours. Also, under neoliberal governments of both shades, the very wealthy have enjoyed tax concessions beyond that of ordinary workers. Neoliberalism doesn't tax wealth from wealth well either. Political decisions ensure that money has gone to money, and the result is increased inequality. Wealth has been transferred up rather than trickled down. The cards in my briefcase hint at things a new government could do to raise revenue and spare public services. Changing the self-imposed fiscal rules to account for the present reality is one. Revised, much more progressive taxation, another, even if we must accept we've all been under-taxed for too long. I'll link in the info section to recent New Statement and Guardian pieces that are very useful further reading. Hunt and Sunak hope their sensible fiscal plan will mean enough economic winners remain to let them off electorally in a couple of years. But they've got to get tax rises past their own MPs yet. Can those MPs stop being batshit crazy for tax cutting to agree? As the new statement summarises, the UK faces a very unpalatable economic cocktail. Lower growth, higher taxes. Lower public spending, higher interest rates. That means a big squeeze, and unless there's some more progressive, equality-creating ideas for UK financing, there'll be no winners this time. Chin chin.
Hello, Jacinta, darling. Oh, yes, it's all gone jolly well. Yes. However, would you mind awfully asking if Bert the gardener will bring the van up to town and pick me up? Yes, I've got a little bit stuck. He's going to need to bring the fruit picking ladder. Jolly good. Thank you so much.